Yo, what's up, guys? In the trade recap of the 19th of March, I'm losing about like 400 bucks. So this is unfortunately a second loss of the week, and I'm only 4 out of 7 this month. Although, progress-wise, I mean, just this week I took the same amount of trades as last month. So we're doing well, I guess, in that point. So coming on to market open, we have we have an SMT with last week's lows. As you can see, we've already taken these out. So I was at least bullish on the lower time frame, on the lower high time frame, as in at least going in for some retrace. We had this 1 hourly gap above us. This, I'm pretty sure this was New York, like pre-market high. This was London high, and this was Asia high. So we had solid draws, and we had a solid amount of just highs, high, just solid amount of low resistance liquidity, So we right to market open, we kind of dump, we create this 5-minute for right gap. So obviously I wait for it to retrace, inverse, and we do get the inverse. So right now I'm looking for some kind of continuation, and I'm pretty sure we don't get to equilibrium. Unfortunately, we break structure on the 1 minute, so we kind of get a 5-minute retrace, and I wanted to enter once we rebroke structure, so once we rebreak this high, and I literally had my limit on this order block. But as you can see, like, barely didn't fill me in. So now I'm waiting for something more. And what's also important is that even though this was a retrace, this wasn't even a 5-minute retrace. So yeah, this wasn't even a 5-minute retrace. So later on, kind of chopping around a bit, I don't really see any good opportunity, especially like here, as we just created a 5-minute. So even though we just had this big candle to the upside and being so close to the New York high, I'm still thinking we're not gonna continue up higher. Like, you could have entered on this order block now, stopped out, because we had this 5-minute right below us, and I thought, well, we're probably gonna retrace to this 5-minute. We also were kind of SMTing a bit earlier. Yeah, because about here on ES we already retraced into its provide gap and swept out these 1-minute lows. So I kind of want to either we wait for this SMT to be confirmed by this provide gap getting inversed and get like break even here, or I just wait for Nasdaq to also tap into it. So we do get the tap, we do get a nice rejection from these lows also, and we do get this little for value gap here. So I don't wait for this one. But as long as we don't retrace to this gap within the candle inversing it, I'm okay with not waiting for it and just, putting break even at here, especially that technically we are still in bullish order flow on the 1 minute, as we didn't break this low nor even this low. So I just put my limit on the retrace to it, and basically get stopped out within, I don't know, 20 seconds. So really the biggest mistake, we actually do end up retracing to the order block and even the CE of it, but my biggest mistake was that I didn't see this. We have created a 15-minute gap, and I entered before we retraced to it. This was like my biggest mistake in my opinion, that I simply didn't even check the higher time frames. Wait, or maybe we did? No, we did actually. Okay, so I low-key before this recap thought we didn't retrace to it, but wait, I gotta make sure because this is like pretty important. Wait, 15-minute 10, so this opened at 10:15. At 10:15 we are already here, so we did retrace to it. Okay, so I guess really all it was we wanted to rebalance into equilibrium and OTE. Okay, if there was if this candle inverse, it would be such a good long. But yeah, we did end up hitting the high and then kind of chopped around, but that actually changes a lot. Then we retraced to it. I guess this was kind of too small of a retrace for the indexes. Or this is more of default. Wait, I would say this is more important. We are in bearish order flow here, but you know, sometimes those indexes won't be exactly balanced, you know, and I entered exactly. Okay, so really what I should have looked out for was the fact that we just inversed this 5-minute on ES. So this probably would have been able to not get me stopped out by not entering the trade. And I guess really just the market wanted to have like a 15-minute rebalance the equilibrium. Yeah, but of course sometimes that thing just won't happen, you know. So this necessarily wasn't a horrible trade. Should have looked out for that 5-minute. Like, if we were bullish, why? Oh, there wasn't even an S&T here. Damn, this long would have cooked. Yeah, I don't know why is this here. This long would have low-key cooked if you got a good entry. Imagine longing this shit here. This 1 minute. But it will be kind of stupid. I guess really, and it's also another day where we just kind of start to shop around, so I probably should have. And remember that on the high time frame we are technically bearish, although we didn't end up being bearish, but we kind of started getting kind of choppy. So maybe I should have waited for a break of structure, like not a break of structure but a re-break of this high, because we technically created a lower high, you know, so this is technically like going with bearish order flow, you know. So but even though I guess it turns out that this wasn't such a horrible trade, except the fact that um, just the market, the reason why I got stopped out is because the market wanted to have this to balance itself in equilibrium. And I guess, but it still came out as a good thing, low key, because I was kind of frustrated because of the back-to-back losses, but I basically made myself, I wrote on my whiteboard like a kind of checklist whenever I'm like close to entering a trade, which should cover really most of like mistakes I could make, like I don't know, forgetting about checking some time frame or anything like that. So a really good thing actually came out of this loss. But in terms of the setup itself, I don't think I should really like implement always wait for equilibrium or something, because you're probably gonna miss some setups with that, even here, like, yeah, this technically didn't even hit the TP, but yeah, see, we didn't get to break even, down to equilibrium. If you long here, stop us at here, or I wanted to put it like even here, just in case we wanted to re-sweep. So 1 minute low. You still, like, if you didn't go break even, this technically still is a winning trade. So and once again, this is kind of a thing where also an important fact is that we aren't S&Ting anymore, but we are in 1 hour equilibrium. But again, we didn't really do anything about it. Kind of continued up higher. But if kind of in these market conditions, if I don't know, a few more losses come out, and kind of analyzing this week's price action also on the weekend, and seeing really just how important equilibrium is right now, maybe we'll have to wait for the equilibrium higher time frame equilibrium to be filled, so yeah, as always, critiquing myself and taking the necessary lessons to move forward, to continue moving forward and actually progress, and yeah, I think that's really it for today. Started like a new system myself, which could actually be kind of a, maybe not a breakthrough, but something in that sense in my trading. I'm for sure gonna be really, I gotta do it because this is kind of annoying. I'm either not gonna trade tomorrow and like take a break, because I've already taken 3 trades this week, and 2 of them were losses. So yes, like, as it doesn't matter, I could get kind of affected by it and try to make it back, like even subconsciously. So I might just be like really, really careful, or I might just not trade. We'll see. But if I were to guess, I'm probably not gonna take a trade unless it's really some good conditions, because low-key this week wasn't really good of conditions. Like the first, I don't know about yesterday because I didn't trade yesterday at all. I wasn't even on the charts. So kind of taking a quick look, in the beginning of market open, like the first 40 minutes we are pretty choppy. We literally have like one move down and then chop around for the rest of the day, and really that's how this whole week has been. Monday was choppy, Tuesday was also choppy, yeah, Wednesday was also choppy. Today wasn't really that choppy, but we literally took out, this is like another case where we started being choppy not even before taking out the significant drawn liquidity. So just this week hasn't been a good one. While I would say March overall has been pretty solid, um, this week for me just wasn't it. So I'm gonna really play it safely tomorrow. So yeah, I hope you guys loved today, or at least didn't lose and executed how you were supposed to. And yeah, see you next time.